Okay, so what if the very act of writing code was, I don't know, about to become totally obsolete? I know it sounds dramatic, but that's the question Google is basically forcing all of us to ask with their latest announcement. And this isn't just another AI model, not by a long shot. It's a whole new philosophy for building software, and they're calling it anti-gravity.
I mean, just look at this quote. It pretty much nails the feeling in the tech world right now. It really is like everyone was playing chess, focused on the next move, and then Google just walked in and flipped the whole board over. This is not just another update, folks. This is a signpost for a massive, fundamental shift in how we actually create things. And this right here perfectly illustrates the core of that shift. Our role as developers, it's evolving big time. We're moving away from being the artisan, the person meticulously handcrafting every single line of code. Instead, we're becoming the orchestra conductor. We're not playing the instruments anymore. We're directing a whole orchestra of AI agents to turn our vision into a symphony.
So if you're the conductor, what's your podium? What's your command center? Well, that's anti-gravity. And you've got to understand this is not just another VS Code plugin or a fancy editor. It's a totally new kind of environment. They're calling it an agent development platform. It's a place where you manage intelligent agents, not just lines of code. It's a whole new playground for us creators.
Okay, so this new playground, this digital orchestra pit, if you will, is built on three core parts that work together in perfect harmony. You've got the agent manager, think of that as your command bridge. Then there's the code editor, which is still your familiar creative space. And finally, an integrated browser, which is crazy. It acts like its own quality engineer. All three of these together, a super powerful toolkit for turning ideas into reality.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How do these pieces actually work together? Well, the agent manager, that's your command bridge, right? From there, you can assign tasks in parallel. You can literally tell one AI agent, hey, you go handle the backend's logic, while another one is designing the user interface at the same time. The code editor is still there. It's that familiar space where you can review what they've done and add your final human touch. But then you have what might be the most revolutionary part, the integrated browser. This thing is an agent itself. It acts like a quality engineer, going out, researching solutions online, and then testing its own code in real time to make sure it actually works. Wild. Okay, so we have our stage, we have our instruments, our AI orchestra. Now for the big question. How do you actually conduct this thing and take an idea from your head and turn it into a real working product?
The secret sauce, the key to conducting this whole orchestra, is this concept they call artifacts. Now, what are they? Think of them as living, breathing progress reports from your AI agents. So before an agent actually does something, it shows you an artifact. This could be a project plan, an explanation of the code it's about to write, or even a screen recording of a test it's going to run. This gives you this perfect little window to review and guide its work without having to hit the pause button on everything. And when you see what this thing can do, I mean, the results are just staggering. You can give it a single command, something simple like build me a personal finance app. And anti-gravity can go and build the database, the server logic, the whole user interface. It can take an existing app and add complex new features like text-to-speech. It can even act as a financial analyst, get this, testing a trading algorithm, and then, if the results are bad, it self-corrects, it reverts its own changes. So it's a designer, it's a developer, it's a tester, all of it from just one command. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. Let's look at the big picture here. Why is Google really doing this? Because this feels like way more than just a new developer tool. This feels like a really important piece of a much, much bigger strategic plan. And the engine behind all this power, it really starts with one number, 11501. What's that? That's the ELO score that Google's new model, Gemini 3, just got in a competitive AI arena. Now, to put that into perspective for you, that is the highest score ever recorded. It absolutely blows its rivals out of the water. A score that high tells you something really profound. This AI is so capable now that just asking it simple questions is honestly a waste of its potential.
So how did it get that score? The secret is a new capability Google is calling deep thinking. See, while other models will just give you a quick, probable answer, Gemini 3 actually pauses. It takes a moment. It breaks a problem down internally, it simulates a bunch of different solutions, and then it picks the best, most logical one. This isn't just an answer machine anymore. This is a genuine problem-solving intelligence. But here's what makes this so incredibly powerful. It's Google's unique advantage. They own the entire ecosystem. I'm talking the AI model, Gemini 3, which can live on Android phones, operate through the Chrome browser, run on Google Cloud,
and pull data from search, YouTube, maps, and docs. You see what's happening? By connecting all those pieces, Google is creating this unmatched playground for its AI. It's a strategic move that competitors are going to find almost impossible to replicate. And all of this, it raises a really fascinating and maybe a little scary question. Is this the roadmap to AGI, artificial general intelligence? Some folks are suggesting that anti-gravity isn't just a cool tool for developers. They think it's actually a training ground, like an internship for an AI, where it learns how to solve complex, multi-step real-world problems. And that ability is one of the biggest hurdles to true general intelligence. So is Google just giving us a better hammer, or are we witnessing step one of a much, much grander plan? Okay, so we've talked about the incredible vision, the grand plan, the whole sci-fi future. But let's bring it back down to earth for a minute. Let's do a reality check. What are the people who are actually using this right now saying? Let's look at the good and the bad. And as you'd probably expect for something this brand new, the feedback is, well, it's a mixed bag. On the one hand, people's minds are blown by the potential. They're calling it cursor on steroids and the most powerful AI editor I've ever used. But then, on the other hand, the criticisms are pretty clear too. It's apparently extremely buggy, it can be a bit slow, and the UI feels kinda tacked on like a patch. Some people are even saying, look, I wouldn't pay for this in its current state. So what's the takeaway here? I think it tells us that while the vision for this, city of the future is absolutely revolutionary, the foundation is still being poured. The potential is huge, no doubt about it, but the product itself is still very, very much on day one. All right, let's bring this all together. As we look ahead, everything really comes back to that one central idea we started with. Your role is changing. You are becoming the conductor. So, what are the big takeaways you need to remember from all this? Number one, your role is evolving from someone who writes code to someone who manages ideas. Number two, development is becoming a seamless, parallel collaboration with AI. And number three, and this is the big one, these agents don't just write bits of code. They can execute entire projects, from the initial research and design all the way through to testing and deployment. And that leaves us with one final and I think really exciting question to chew on. This technology, it's here. It's not science fiction anymore, and it is fundamentally changing the game. So, as AI increasingly takes over the act of writing the code, the only real question left for us is, what masterpiece will you conduct?